In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a scrolling effect that looks just like this. I'm scrolling my mouse wheel right now. This is exploding in the background in the header of the website. When I scroll back up, it goes back to its original state. You can go back and forth, and this is a video file. It's an MP4 file. Here's another example of a pineapple I found that it just explodes. A randomly exploding pineapple. And of course it goes backwards. And here's a bullet. This one's pretty cool. A bullet being shot into a bullet. And these videos work great for things that only go one way in nature. So it looks strange to humans when they can go backwards. And also if you want to skip this little intro, there's a link in the description down below for the table of contents. So you can skip ahead if you don't want to see all these examples. But it's pretty sweet. Here's a flower blossoming. And this is an example of a shorter video that kind of gets covered up before it's really done. So I just added a still frame at the end to make the video longer. So then the scroll effect is longer. And we see the second flower opening. Whereas the first one, we didn't see that. Here's LeBron James. And the reason it's a little choppy is because I'm scrolling slowly. And then we also have the ability to put these videos other places. So this one down here on the right hand side is one of these videos that goes back and forth on scroll. It's a little choppier. I did not encode this one the way I'm going to show you in this video. This is one of my first examples. But I'm going to show you how to do all this and set this all up in this video. And if you're concerned about this working on mobile, never fear, because it does. It looks pretty cool with that size screen. Switch to a phone. We have to make some adjustments to the offset for mobile, or just adjustments to the menu or something. But the video playing as a back and scroll animation on scroll definitely works on mobile. You just need to adjust it to make it fit within your project as you want it to fit. Today's video is brought to you by Breakdance, the modern visual website builder for WordPress. It's easy for beginners to learn and powerful enough for the most advanced professionals. Breakdance is loaded with features, including a premium pre-made template library, a robust form builder, AI content writing capabilities, a versatile pop-up builder, and seamless WooCommerce integration. Whether you're just starting your WordPress journey, or you're a seasoned pro looking for a better builder for your agency, now is the perfect time to build better websites with Breakdance. Try it today and experience the Breakdance difference. So to show you how this works, we're going to recreate this one right here inside the Elementor editor. And you'll see it's pretty straightforward. There is some code involved. If you don't want to mess with the code or following along with this video, you can actually get this section directly from my website if you want to import it to your Elementor sites. And you can use it on as many sites as you want. This is the blog post that goes with this video. It has the code you need for this video. And it also has this area where you can just purchase this section straight up. You don't have to do any of the hard work. Don't have to mess with the code. Don't have to do anything. You can just purchase this section. After you go through this simple checkout, you'll be taken to a page like this. After you log into the account that's created on my website for you, you'll be able to click download. You can save it to your computer, and then you can just upload it into an Elementor website. And I just want to show you really quick how you do that. Just go to Pages and Add New, Edit with Elementor. I'm going to change to Elementor full width, possibly canvas. I'm going to change the canvas actually. And now I can go to this little folder icon, click on this up arrow. Here it says drag and drop your JSON or zip template file. We need to upload the JSON file. So you're going to download a zip from my website, double click it, you'll get the JSON file. Just drag and drop the JSON file in there. Click on continue and just wait a few minutes / seconds, depending how fast your website is. It will load in that section. Click on insert, click on apply. And there it is. And now you have that widget in place. Just like we're going to build throughout this video. You do still want to watch the rest of this video because there are some nuances like z-index and how you can optimize the video file that you use in this section. So you're going to want to watch to the end of this video, but you can skip all the hard stuff. Just buy this section from my site and make your life a whole lot easier. Just make sure you watch this video as well. So we're going to add a new section. Make a flex box, direction down, and we're going to add a video widget. There it is. I'm going to move this right to the top. I have to do it over here. A little more targeted. Move it right to the top. And the header is overlapping. I'm just going to make the z-index for the container higher than the header, so the header goes behind. So it's out of the way. We'll bring it back later. So for the container itself that contains our video, we want to make sure that it's the height of the viewport. So you go to layout with that section selected, and then for min height, switch to VH and make it 100. And then that will be the height of the viewport, which is not the video currently, but that section is now that height. And we'll change the background color for the container to be black. Head over to style, go to background, normal, background type, color, black, because the video we're going to put in here is mostly black. So let's click on the video widget. Under content, change the video source to self-hosted. I'm going to choose this one, explosion, color, powder, scroll optimize, blah, 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 blah. I'll show you how I optimize these videos in just a few seconds. So we have our color explosion here. We have player controls on there for the video. Not a good look. So I'm going to click on show controls off, or player controls off. I'm going to mute the video in case there's sound. You want to make sure it's muted. I'm not going to click on autoplay. I'm not going to loop it. I'm just going to leave everything else as it is. And then I'm going to add another widget. I'm going to search for HTML widget. Drag that right below the video. If you put it above, it won't work. It's got to be below. And this piece of code I'm pasting in here is on the blog. You can copy and paste it straight from there. There's a link to that in the description down below. And this little HTML grade box won't be visible on the front end. But now we have our code and our video all set up. We can click on publish and already see the first version of what this looks like. So let's preview it. There's our explosion. As we scroll, it explodes. As you scroll back up, it goes back to what it was in the beginning. And that is a video, which is super cool. One important requirement has to be an MP4 video. I'll talk about more about that in a minute. I'm going to put the header back on top by changing the z-index of the header to 10. So now it's on top. And when we scroll, we want the bottom section here to come over top of the video. To do that, we have to change the scroll effect for this entire container to sticky. Motion effect is an Elementor Pro thing. You could also do this with some code and have the sticky top, but I'm using Elementor Pro. If you want to grab Elementor Pro for yourself, there's a link to it in the description down below. It is an affiliate link. If you purchase through that, I will make a commission, but it does not make it more expensive for you. This helps you keep making these awesome videos for free. When we scroll towards the end of the video, something you'll see is on the sides, the video does not go all the way to the edge. So you see the colors ending right there on both sides. That's because we have a boxed layout for this section. So to fix that, go to the section, go to layout, change box to full width, and also go to advanced and give it a padding of 0 so it goes right to the edge. Now if we refresh, come back out to the website, refresh this. Now we're going to see the video go right to the edge of the screen. This is a scroll bar on the right here that you saw just for a second there. It's perfect. We see some website content coming up now, and we got to fix this. We need our website to come up normally. This is part of the website, but it's not everything. So how do we fix that? Turns out it's z-index. So we mess with the z-index on the menu at the top. We mess with the z-index for the video container. Now we got to mess with the z-index for the rest of the website. So our header, if we go to advanced, the z-index is 10. I bumped it up really high so it'd be above everything for sure. For the video container, the z-index is 1. For the benefits, which is the next part of the website, I've got to make this a z-index higher than the video. So let's make it a 2. And the next container, I'll make it a z-index of 2 as well. And the last one, which is just blank space for scrolling, to give us more scroll space, make that a 2 as well. And now we have all those components above. If you wanted to have a funky effect like the exploding background behind content, like we just saw, you can change the z-index of any section you want to be less than the video container, and the elements in that section more than the video container, and then we have this cool effect with the explosion in the background. And that doesn't often run in the editor, so we got to see out here. Let's refresh this page. Now that we change the z-index on everything, let's scroll down. We see our website coming in over top of the animation or the video. It's great, exactly what we want. And we see continue to play down here as we scroll through this section. That's a pretty neat effect. Depending on what kind of video you have in the background, that could be really cool. Or just make sure all the z-indexes are higher than the video z-index, and then you won't see that video playing anywhere but inside the header. And as you saw, the code is just copy and paste. I didn't edit anything. It just targets the video container and the video background, and it's all tickety-boo. This uses GSAP as well, which is the green sock animation platform, which is JavaScript to help make animations super simple on websites. And it uses their Onscroll library. All that to say, it's a pretty slick effect. So how do we actually make these videos that we put in here? We can't just throw whatever we want. You'll notice that the video I used here is self-hosted, meaning it's on the WordPress site. You could use videos from anywhere. I haven't tested this, but let's try this. This YouTube video that just comes, that ships with that widget. No, that doesn't work. If we play it, no, it just plays as a video. So it's got to be either self-hosted or it's got to be hosted somewhere like Amazon S3, not Vimeo, because it'll be the same as YouTube where it autoplays, it has a play button. You don't want it to have a play button. You also don't want it to autoplay because you want it to happen on scroll. So it has to be an MP4 file that you have more control over, which would be self-hosted or hosted somewhere like Amazon S3. The trouble with being self-hosted is video files are big, but there's some ways to get around that. So let's quickly talk about video requirements. Because it's self-hosted, we want to make sure it's nice and small and optimized. This is the blog post that has the code that you can just copy and paste in the HTML widget. And down below, we have some discussion about optimization. We want to make sure it's an MP4 file. We want to make sure that it's 30 frames per second. We can use an online converter, like this one over here, a Cloud Convert, to upload any MP4 file. In fact, any video file, and you can convert it to an MP4. A lot of the videos I've downloaded recently are MOVs for stock video. This will convert MOV to MP4. And you also want to make sure it's set to 30 frames a second. So if we select a file here, let's just select the pineapple. This is the original right here, and it's 590 megabytes. You do not want to be streaming that one into your on-scroll effect. It's just way too big. And it's an MOV. So let's first change it to an MP4. By putting it in here, we're going to convert to MP4. Let's see if we can adjust frames per second right here, FPS. We want to make that 30 and then go OK. Don't have to change anything else. Click on convert, and that's going to convert this file and you can download it. I've done this process already, and this is the MP4 file right here, and it is still big, 62 megabytes, still way too big. And we want to, at this point, convert this file also using this FFMPEG command. This is not required. If you're not familiar with FFmpeg, don't worry about it. You got to go into your computer's terminal and mess around. But if you are familiar with FFmpeg, this is right from the GSAP forum, where Cassie right here says this is the magic incantation for FFmpeg to make the on-scroll videos play as well as they can. I have FFmpeg installed on my computer, and I've got it linked to right here. Where is it? Optimize MP4 for GSAP Onscroll. So if I click on this is an app called Keyboard Maestro. It's now going to go to, or select the file that I have selected here. Go to the command line. It just created this file for us right here, the optimized one. It does that with that FFmpeg string that we see right here, and it's all automated. If you know how FFmpeg works, you'll know what to do with this code. If you don't know, don't worry about it. It's an optional step, not required. Just makes the video a little bit better for the scrolling. And we can see now it's 36 megabytes, still a little too big. So now we're going to use Handbrake. This step is not optional. So the FFmpeg step is optional. This one you don't want to skip. And Handbrake is an online app that you download to your computer. It's completely free. And we drop this file in here, just drag and drop it over. I have all the vanilla settings for FFmpeg. I want to make sure my frame rate stays at 30. Video encoder is H.264. And then I hit start. And now this is going to optimize the video. In other words, make it really small without losing a lot of quality. So it puts it into a special folder on my hard drive, because I do this quite a bit. So if I go to that folder, here's the file right here. And this file is now 6.6 megabytes. I'm going to add HB at the end so we know it's Handbrake. Let's look at our MP4 because we don't want to use the MOV as our comparison because we can't use MOVs anyway. But we could use this MP4 out of the gate for this process. This is the MP4 and the quality and the size of it. And that is 62 megabytes. And then this is the Handbraked FFMPEG optimized version. And I can't really tell a difference in the quality. But it's 10% smaller, or it's 10% the size, sorry. The original MP4 we created using the Cloud Convert website was 62 megabytes. The Handbrake optimized was 6.6 megabytes. And the original MOV video was almost 600 megabytes. So we're down to way, way smaller. And this is the one you want to use on your website. If you can, use FFmpeg, but definitely use Handbrake. You can find it online. It's a really simple app. And you can also find a lot of videos online to help you use it. But it's pretty straightforward. Let's say you have this section completed that you can just export from this site, save as a template on your hard drive, and then just import it to whatever WordPress site you want to work on in the future. Or if you bought the one from my website through that blog post, you can just click on the video widget and just add a new video. So let's just upload this pineapple video we just made. Select that, publish it. Come back out here and refresh. And now we have the pineapple video in there. The positioning is not super. You see the explosion happens when we're like right here. This would be nicer to have it moved up. You can do that with some simple editing software like Camtasia or ScreenFlow. They're not free. I don't know of any free ones, but using those software, you can move the video up in the frame and have it higher on the screen and have it hopefully having the effect that you want before the website comes scrolling. Or you can also make it longer. This was the example of the flowers. Here, this one. When we had the original video, is this one here, and the flower opens very close to the end of the video. So when you're scrolling, it's not great. And this one isn't even open yet, this one on the left here. So I extended the video by using a still frame. So I have the flower, it opens, and now we have the second flower opening, and you can extend the video as long as you want. There's a lot of trial and error involved, but you can get it to exactly how you want it. And if we wanted to do that for the pineapple video, we drag and drop this optimized video into here. Doesn't have to be the optimized one, just any of the videos, because you're going to have to redo all those steps anyway. The frame rate conversion is to make sure it's 30 frames a second, the handbraking to make it optimized, and the FFmpeg if you can. So you have to redo all those steps after you extend this video. But if we go to the very end, very last frame, on Mac, Control-Shift-F creates a freeze frame, which you see right here, nice and frozen. And you can make that as long as you want. You don't want to make it too long. This is, again, trial and error to get it in just the right location for the runtime of the animation or the video. But this will extend the playing part of the animation without ruining the effect. The effect would be ruined if it just freeze framed on the website. But if you look at the flowers, this one is freeze framed on the website or in the video. Might be able to see when these guys stop moving when the freeze frame happens. No, we actually can't. They're all moving right to the very end. But it just allowed us to extend the video so the scrolling happened a little bit later. A little nitpicky, but that's what you got to do. So you can export this just like this. You can also move this up in the frame. Luckily, this pineapple at the start is black on the bottom, the video. So I could move this up in the frame so it renders higher on the website. You'll barely see this mark here, if at all, or you could use some tools to make this bottom part an extension of the table and make it perfect. And then as a result, the pineapple will be higher on the screen here, and we'll see the explosion more clearly as it happens. And that's all I know currently about using these videos for these on-scroll effects. I got caught up on a lot of these little things as I was developing this method and adapting it from other people I saw online and just making it my own. And those are things I ran into as problems. And hopefully with this video, you won't run into those problems. And if you just download the section for my website, you won't run into those problems for sure. If you got value from this video, make sure you click subscribe, ring the bell, and hit the like button to let me know. Next, check out this video right here, which is all about building a multi-layered parallax effect for your hero section inside Elementor. These effects are really cool, so you're not going to want to miss that video. My name is Bjorn from WPLearningLab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.